to agree somewhat. Interesting segue though. I guess the point is that cleanliness is important, and when you're in the land of Dawn, clean gameplay is what both teams require right now if they do want to get a clean finish.
You know what? I'm just waiting for the day where Moonton creates a hero where, with a skin, we'll be using a mop, so that we can just make all the clean pumps. What?
Oh, okay. The mop.
Actually, I feel like we already have enough heroes. We can make Suyo have a mop or a broom, and then we can say, "Oh, look at Suyo clean house."
I feel like if Hilda can get a mop, right, just bonk people with it, I feel like that'll be pretty funny. The second skill will look like sweeps as well. That could be a theme that we can work with.
I don't get it why Clint has a badminton one. I feel like even giving someone like Hilda would work. She just smashes in your face all the time. Like almost every skill looks like a smash.
Right, it's just violence, which is cool. But looking at dialing it back down to the drafting phase, Lafel. We've already seen the Suyo, the Granger, and the Lo Yi. The Lo Yi again has been shown a bit more, and so I think because we've seeing a lot of crazy Lo Yi plays, now it's gonna be really respected.
Your team is
Oh boy!
Oh, funny!
Not bad.
Look at the expressions of YBG. They're just like,
you fool!
Oh, I made a mistake. Oh wait, no. What does that mean?
That
means you or me? Omaiwa made a mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably thinking in their hearts, like, you fools, you fell for the classic blunders. And the fanny has been left open.
Take Badang.
Take Badang?
Take Badang, yeah. Like,
the only one bound by these chains.
I would prefer Badang. Because if you play MLBB long enough, you remember the days of Diablo, the Singaporean devil. 1v1 a fanny many times with the Badang. And it was a good fanny player. Who was it? Was it Kyrie? I can't remember. I think it was Kyrie.
Hazy on that as well. But yeah, Badang, good crowd control, continuous crowd control, and also the ability to build a wall, out of nowhere. It's always a handy skill to have. So I guess the fanny,
sounds
even
like
more
a hero
so.
that America wants.
Exactly, coincidence? Maybe. The Phobias though gets picked up. Also a good amount of crowd control. But now, Lafel's favorite has shown up right here. The Kaela, along with the CC. But correct me if I'm wrong, Lafel. We've seen the Kaela paired with an aggressive EXP laner before. And usually, the issue becomes a lack of staying power. A lack of sustainability when they're going for area control. So, YBG, they're going with a dangerous route here.
Change your mindset, Arashi. If violence is not the answer, it just means you're not using enough violence. So instead of being sustainable, just keep on hammering them. Although if we want to talk about analysis, it's actually fine because CC is a good matchup against Phobius. So maybe YBG just wants to win in the lane. And I feel like it's totally fine to have like a semi-damaged EXP as long as your mid laner has a lot of burst, so that you will be able to snowball the game. Again, preferably something like a Farsa, because Farsa has a lot of range, which gives Fanny the option if things go bad, just split push.
Your team
Everlasting.
Well, against a Fanny, again, something like a Farsa would be so dangerous. But Influence Rage like that danger. They run into the fire
No,
and not away
YBG
from
beats
it.
up Farsa.
Oh, YBG? Farsa.
Yeah.
Well, against the Hayabusa, same kind of idea here. Those long-range mages are great, but against these assassins...
No. You need the right mindset, man. Hayabusa comes in, you stun him. It's not that hard.
I mean, depends. But I guess with the Kaela, there's a good chance of that happening. So we have to see how that plays out. Because Jotun on the Hayabusa is actually quite impressive. I must say, on the Hayabusa, this guy has the guts to pull off some really crazy plays. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But hey, knowing that he might do it might be enough to just threaten YBG enough to play differently and respect that potential.
I gotta say, you just described me well. I have guts. Whether it works out or not, who knows? But at least I have guts. That's how I play jungle.
Interesting. Oh, depend the Badang as well, though. So YBG not going with the gutsy approach of letting go of the badang. But yeah, we have a saying in Indonesia as well, Lopel. Yang penting pede aja dulu. So
Yeah.
just start being confident first, and then see where it goes. Right, win or lose, Selena comes out for Influence Rage.
This gave us back.
Yeah, and now that both Jushin and Sicilian are out, honestly, not so many safe mid laners to deal with the Selena. Again, you need some, like, if you want to be safe, like you really want to be safe, you're scared of Hayabusa, what if he kills me? Pick up something like a Vexana. Vexana is safe enough, and I feel like should have enough damage, especially when there's minions nearby, for you to follow up the clear and then get a kill.
Yeah, and you can also use the Eternal Guard as an extra body to take some of the Ogi Shadow Kill strikes. And it's a great pick against the Phobius, right? That really hates to be locked down all the way in the middle of a team fight. But they go with the Aurora instead, so still a good amount of crowd control. Good AoE zoning tools with that Frigid Glacier, and the extra life opportunity against the Hayabusa. So a bit of the things that we've been talking about earlier, Lopel.
Slightly upset, Arashi. Gotta let you know. Brody got buff and is still not good enough for people to pick him up. Like, I'm not even mad at the players. Like, I get it. Brody's cool, but maybe not yet. But that's a shame, because Brody's great. Once he got a skin, he's not used anymore. Ain't that a shame?
I mean, it's because he's so contrasted against the other heroes, right? Everyone else does DPS. Meanwhile, he does more burst ability based. And in the current meta, it's almost like unrealistic to really bank on the fact that the Brody's gonna win and dominate the lane so hard that, you know, that there's no impact later on for the opposing gold laner in the mid to late game. But maybe as the meta gets faster and faster, we might see him show up. Who knows?
I like the draft coming in from YBG as well as Influence Rage. This is the kind of draft where you challenge your bro in the gym and be like, yo, how much is your bench? Because both teams looks like they want to fight it out, especially in the early. So I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if they do absolutely nothing for the first 8 minutes.
Nah, I think fighting is definitely on the table here, but I'm trying to figure out who's gonna have a bit more of the advantage. In theory, with a Hayabusa, the Phobius, the Jawhead, and the Selena, the trio mid alone is just so dangerous for Influence Rage. Plus, the extra 10% extra damage coming through from the Jawhead's passive. I feel like they have more ways to be aggressive. Whereas for YBG, they can match that aggression, but maybe a bit later. They will require a bit more items, a bit more preparation. But we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, right now we're jumping into game number 1. And so far it does seem that Paquito just wants to see where everyone is at. Paquito taking a little bit of damage. Same can be said for Unicorn. So at this moment, people are trading their HP. And now Paquito is able to survive. Lucas taking quite a big risk there.
Interesting move from Lucas there. Level 2 gank on the mid lane. Quick, simple gank. But that's enough to swing the tides in favor of YBG. Unfortunately, early on like this, there isn't really a lot of roaming to be done after the wave clear. So Influence Rage can kind of recall, get their HP back, and then get back in time, as even Jotun is able to secure the Litho already. So great proactivity, but not a lot of good results seen just yet. And looking at the emblems, Ares going for the pull yourself together, so gonna be less tanky, but possibly a lot more flicker plays, so look out for that.
I gotta say, Arashi, looks like with the change of emblems, at least for the group stage, a lot of teams are using composition with more catch dynamics. So pull yourself together seems to be the more popular emblem set or emblem choice compared to Tenacity. And now Paquito looks like he's able to catch Lucas, but Lucas is able to get out of there. Lucas goes back in. He wants Paquito flickers, making sure that this roamer survives.
The Fanny threat, dude, it's so dangerous. And technically until later on when they all group up together, not a lot of good reliable tools to kind of stop this Fanny. Paquito can use the Unstoppable Force, but most likely they're gonna have to wait until Monsters is in the picture if they want to really get at that guaranteed crowd control. Maybe Fury can kind of take matters into his own hands also, but again, much later. The first turtle fight, I feel like YBG has a bit more to say.
Yeah, right now, even if Ares can catch someone, looks like they don't have enough damage just yet. Looking at Influence Rage, They're zoning out YBG, making sure that they don't get close enough, so Jotun secures the turtle.
Oh!
Unicorn already triggers his passive, but the first blood, we'll see where it's gonna go over to, but it looks like a lot of fighting is going on, and Influence Rage gets 2 kills, YBG gets 1, and it hits!
Oh! What?
Okay,
Fury!
Fury didn't have to go there. Fury
Exactly.
did. Fury!
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 Was it the
Bro!
greed? He might not
Not,
have known that the Abyssal
Dude.
Trap was about to spring up onto him earlier, so Chan was gonna get that kill anyways, but Fury just tried to seal the deal and he loses a gold card for it, and all the gold shield in the bottom lane has been taken.
okay, we're gonna see Chan get taken down here, but Jotun kills Unicorn
Whoa.
first, and now Paquito tries to chase after Lucas, but even without the cables, Lucas can still get out of there. Okay, let's do an analysis here. In case you guys don't play Goat Lane, number one thing that you really don't want to do is let Bruno get your gold plating. And one thing that Bruno really doesn't want to do is get ganked by the Hayabusa, but Ares coming in, making sure that he survives. Anyways, an assist is good enough for Fury. He didn't have to go for the kill. In fact, he didn't even get the kill.
Just not ideal there. Definitely a bit of miscommunication. Again, they might have thought that, oh no, he's not gonna die. And so there might be a call made, Fury, go get it. You know, you can lose your gold shield, you can lose some minions, but you're gonna get a kill, right? Unfortunately, that did not happen. But let's talk about Chan for a little bit, because the early game Selena damage is just so insane, and Chan is doing a great job of having the great balance between being aggressive, but also surviving from the bulk of these big aggressive moves that YBG are kind of doing.
And right now they want to engage onto Paquito. Paquito flickers out, able to survive. Again, YBG does not seem to have the damage. So it kind of looks like Kalia with a utility mid laner doesn't work. How about that?
Interesting. Well, the utility mid laner also has no ultimate, so YBG are sticking around.
Yep, Ares got caught. Fury is going to secure the kill. And it looks like Jotun is going to get that turtle, no problem. Unicorn did not get hit by the shadow, so is going to survive. Influence Rage really influencing this game so far by the mistakes of YBG, but Lexi able to dash out, but still take a lot of damage coming in from Paquito. Flickers, and Monster wants the kill, but Lexi tries to run away. Chan gets him.
Aggressive moves from Paquito there to get the fight started. Jotun though, just brute forcing the turret take. That's something they can do. They can get turrets on both sides, but look at this.
Unicorn taking a bit of damage, able to dodge the trap as well as the arrow. Something to note as well, Arashi, you did mention YBG. Their lineup really isn't tanky. So if Chan is playing well, their composition might get destroyed. The only way where they can hope to get an extended team fight is if they're able to free hit, because Ares tries to get a catch. No damage around. Unicorn has to flicker out. Right now, Ares is stuck between 4, and somehow the 4 could not catch Ares.
Yeah, Ares with the happy feet, dodging from a lot of crowd control right there. But Influence Rage, you're spending a lot of time sticking around. Oh, look at this. Flicker immediately.
Flicker. Paquito, he does have the flicker, but I would say it's a good call not to force it. With almost 3,000 gold, they don't have to force a fight. I think it's fine if they just get some free turrets around the map.
But yeah, Influence Rage have been spending a lot of time in the lanes, like setting up for a dive, and there hasn't been really a lot of dives actually succeeding for them. They've been getting these advantages in the fights, but those dives are not happening, and we've seen YBG take advantage of that, as for instance, Lucas was able to steal away the purple buff just earlier, but Jotun 1v2.
I'm so sad to see Ares catching Jotun and there's no damage. As a roamer, I'm hurt now, but Lexi, he got hit by the arrow. He tries to run away, but Chan has enough damage. Fish God is trying to zone him out a little bit, but really not a threat at all. Lucas! What? He got hit by the arrow! What an amazing arrow from Chan!
He dodged everything, but that final arrow just clipped him, man. And it's also a bit of synergy there, because Fury pushed him away with the Spear of Misery. closer to the trajectory of that abyssal arrow. So Influence Rage had a bit of synergy and immediately going into pressure for the purple buff. They might just take it without contest, already asserting their dominance and their control here. Like you mentioned, Lofel, if this goes on, Influence Rage will have so much damage that YBG can't even walk up.
Yeah, and Sean is doing so well. 2 members got caught by the Aurora ult, but oh my god, do they have enough damage? They do. They're able to take down monsters.
Whoa.
But now Chan jumps in, but the kill goes over to Fury. Chan made a mistake. Shutdown goes over to Lucas. But look at Fury. Fury is able to survive, and now Paquito helps him out, making sure that he secures the kill onto Ares, and Fish God gets taken down by Jotun. Almost a wipeout.
Oh, 1v1 potentially? No. For Influence Rage, man, they had that advantage. They went for a bit of a weird fight, I would say. Chan goes in out of nowhere there super aggressively, and he got punished.
Looking like a
but
Lancelot.
But it baited everyone to try and commit to that fight. And that's where Fury and Jotun found ways to get into that backline. And I really felt that Lucas dipped a bit too early. He was trying to be efficient with his farming, right? He left immediately after the fighting stopped, but it turns out the fight continued, and that's where the rest of the members of YBG slowly but surely got hunted down. So now, with 7,000 gold, with 9 more seconds for the Lord to spawn, Influence Rage has so much control right now, it's ridiculous.
With 6,000 gold, this is insane. Because again, like, the crazy thing about YBG is that they don't have enough sustain and not enough damage. That's such a bad place to be in. And now they're trying to get some kind of control. Paquito flanks to the side, gets Unicorn. He still has the passive. But look at that, he got 3! That's a good ult coming in from Unicorn, but Fury still surviving. But Alexi is able to take him down. The moment we doubt YBG, they take down Influence Rage, and now Ares doesn't want to risk a 1v1 against Jotun. But now Fish God is here. Fish God should have enough damage, and no, he doesn't. But Lucas is aim! Now he jumps forward, but still shut down. Goes over to Lucas with 1 fight. YBG, they got everything. A wipeout and a Lord.
They absolutely misplayed that, man. Influence Rage. All they had to do is ensure that they don't fall through the combos of YBG. That's the big thing they wanted. They don't have tankiness. They can't match a front to back. All they have going for them is that utility, that AoE. And they grouped up. Multiple members got hit by the Frigid Glacier, and Lucas, who's been, going kind of slow the whole game, was able to just slice and dice through almost the whole team multiple times, and that just swung the fight in favor of YBG. And now they have the Lord. They were lacking some tankiness earlier for their front line. Now the Lord can serve as that secondary front line, and even Ares has gone for the fleeting time, so he's all committed for that playmaking style.
And now Influence Rage, they're trying their best just to make sure they protect their turrets. But now everything in the kitchen sink to get Paquito, but Paquito survives. YBG should disengage. They don't have enough abilities to really do anything. And Influence Rage, they're not going to force the issue. They're going to let YBG escape with their lives.
I guess they're playing it a bit more cautiously because they've seen what can happen if they go for a wild fight. The turret passive on the top side, though, gets expended. The wave management from Influence Rage, just lacking a little bit right there. Same thing going on in the bottom lane. That lane has to be cleared out. It's still an empowered minion for YBG, if I'm not mistaken. Oh boy, all that gold lead now equalized. If you look at the scaling though, in theory, it's pretty even. The only concern for Influence Rage is that Chan maybe won't be able to play as aggressively and do as much damage. But Moskov and Bruno, I think it's fair game for both teams, both marksmen.
Yeah, fair for sure. And now it looks like they're able to catch one. Jotun tries to run away. Monsters already used the flicker, and Jotun doesn't have his ult anymore. Look at Paquito. Paquito flies! He catches Lucas, and Lucas gets taken down. But Jotun, he doesn't have the shadow. Fury, will he go in? No, he will not. And now both Influence Rage and YBG are 1 jungler short.
That was great from Influence Rage, I believe, because YBG were the ones aggressing. They were the ones trying to go for that pickoff when they found Jotun and I believe, monsters isolated in the mid lane. But man, the shadow, the quad shadow play along with the unstoppable force all the way from downtown that allowed them to catch Lucas. And we talked about scaling kind of being equal, but when it comes to the macro options, with the Spear of Destruction, Influence Rage actually has a chance to kind of force the issue on YBG. So it's going to be the Fanny against the Moskov when it comes down to it in the late game, competing for this far lane pressure. With 7 seconds to go, Lucas isn't really doing any housekeeping just yet. Conceal from YBG. Won't catch any.
Looks like they just want to control the area, which is pretty weird considering the Lord is at the opposite side of the map. And now Influence Rage, they have control over that area. Ares now looks like he's going to get thrown over by Paquito. Taking some chip damage, but looks like Paquito is going to be the one to be pulled towards YBG.
Oh!
But John engages, and now a big fight ensues. Monster is able to take Ares down first, but Belexi is able to take him down. And now Belexi all of a sudden gets a triple. Fish God denies his own teammate of the Maniac. No one is going to find Jotun. Jotun is able to get back into his base. But YBG, they're in prime position to get at least 2 inhibitors.
No more base towers to speak of right here. Belexi going for broke on the top side.
They're gonna
Can Jotun clear?
Oh my god, Jotun. He's trying his best. He's actually doing it. The minions are clear, but looks like unable to get a kill. Wipe out YBG. That definitely could have been worse. Influence Rage, at least they keep the game alive.
That was really, really close. Jotun barely able to clear the wave. Now, though, can they get to the Lord in time to try and contest? It doesn't seem like it, man. YBG, with this Lord, that's a massive tool for them to finally go for an end angle. Oh man, that looked really sketchy. Almost a big moment right there. But YBG on track to just end this game.
Oh yeah. Let me just say, if YBG does win this, like, we gotta look at the positives whenever there's a bad thing going on, right? Like Influence Rage, if this career doesn't work out, I kind of feel like they can actually play basketball because they make good throws.
Or baseball. No, baseball,
huh? Yeah, whichever is more popular in Brazil.
All right. Well, now that Fury has the win of nature, though, the next fight is gonna be even more important. Again, in DPS wise, the Moskov can hit everyone at the same time, so we'll see how this plays out. For sure, turrets are gonna fall, but can the end be in sight for YBG?
They are able to get Jotun, but again, not enough damage. Jotun is able to escape with the quad shadow. Looking at a turret, it's very low, and Lucas tries to go in just to harass Chan a little bit. But looks like Belexi got caught by Paquito, but now the Wind of Nature is not gonna save him. Shut down, Fury gets killed, and now Fish God able to get Jotun. Looks like YBG, Lucas is desperate. He wants to end the game now, and he gets it. YBG wins game number 1.
That was looking like a throw for YBG. They were losing the fight. They overstayed their welcome. But Influence Rage tunneling too much on getting a comeback fight. They didn't see Lucas focusing on the